Okay, hello there everybody. I'm out here in my shop, just getting ready to go up to the other shop and do something. You can kind of tell in my last video there, a little disheartened, a little discouraged. The stories I got on that 272, it's not a 272. It is a 239. The guy that he took it to, I don't know, the truck very well could have had a 239 in it. In 55, that was the first year. And with big trucks, there's a myth out there that they put big engines in the big trucks. That's a total lie. They put little ones in there. They put back in the 50s and the 40s, they relied on gearing. And those big trucks, they were lucky to do 45 down the highway. They were made to work, not for speed by any means, and horsepower. I mean, Chevy, the big 2-3 ton trucks, they were still running the 235 straight six. Yeah, the myth of the big engine in the big trucks, totally busted. So that 55 F500 probably did have the 239 in it. He did have it rebuilt, but it is still a 239. That's why it's so small. Like I said, I knew the intake ports were going to be smaller. They do that for torque, to raise your torque numbers. And really in a car, torque is the numbers you look at. Forget about horsepower. Unless you're trying to sell the car. Then you can show them the dyno sheet and everything else on all those pretty little horsepower numbers. They sell cars like no tomorrow. But honestly, you never, very, very rarely do you see the true horsepower in your car. For example, that 312, she's only got 205 horsepower stock. That's what they had. And it didn't come in until 5,500 RPM. That's wrap tight. Anything more than that, the valves float and horsepower takes a dump. So you don't want to push them harder than that. You can, but you get nothing. You actually go down. To change that, you got to change everything. That's where camshafts come to play. Bigger valves, intake designs, all of that stuff is to play with torque and horsepower numbers and where it comes in on your RPM range. But point being, how many times do you honestly spin an engine into the horsepower, into peak horsepower? Very rare. Maybe 30 seconds or so as you're getting on the freeway and you downshift hard to get on there, especially out here where our speed limit is 80. And our exits are designed, and on-ramps, they're all designed for 55 back in Jimmy Carter's years. So there's times you gotta put the boot scoot to it. So yeah, there's a few times you use horsepower, the numbers you see, but very rare. Now torque, on the other hand, you use that all the time. That's your power down low at 1500 RPM, 2000 RPM, when you're just driving down the road. That's the numbers you need to look at. Well, that 312 has only got 295 foot-pounds torque. I got my notes here. At 2400 RPM, that's peak torque. She runs 295. That's all the 312 has got. Granted, that's bone stock with a 4-barrel, not a 2-barrel. It changes. So then I go on my favorite site. I'll put a link to it down below here. Tells you all the engine weights. This one will shock you. I noticed when I pulled that 312 into the shop, put my cherry picker on it. The cherry picker kind of acted a little funny for being a small block. Because it is, it's, you know, it's a little bigger than that 302 there, but not a whole lot bigger mass-wise. But my little cherry picker kind of made some noise when it picked it up. Kind of made the same noise as it did when I picked up a 460 with it. So after last night, laying in bed, trying to think of ways to get a 4-barrel on there, I looked up the engine weights. A Ford Y block, whether it's a 239 or a 312, doesn't matter. They all weigh the same. Where did I put that? 625 pounds. Yeah, 625 pounds. Then I looked up the 460, the 385 series. A 460 and a 429 actually weigh the same. 640 pounds. A Y block and a big block Ford weigh the same. Roughly speaking. I mean, all I got to do is change the intake, which weighs a ton on the 460, and I'm at the same weight. Difference being, 460's got a hell of a lot more torque. A 460's got a lot more horsepower. What am I doing? What the hell am I doing with these Y blocks? I'm having fun with them. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to keep slugging on that up there. It is going to get the 2-barrel, and I've got something else planned for it now. But that Fairlane, I'm sorry, it's getting a 460. I got to do it. If that 312 did run and it was savable without blowing my bank account to pieces, and I'll be sleeping out here in this shop when the wife gets the credit card statements, yeah. That 312 is going to cost me about $6,000 to make it right. I can stroke a 460 to a 521 for under $4,000. You know, I'm speechless. And the 460 weighs less. Or the same. We'll just say they weigh the same. More horsepower, cheaper. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. The 58 is getting the 460. Now, like I said, I'm going to keep that 239 that's supposed to be bored and stroked and all. That was a total lie to me. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter one bit, because I got that Y block as a get it out of my shop. It's taking up room. I didn't pay anything for it, so I don't care if I was lied to on it. And I don't know. I'm into it $60 now. So far, I'm into it $60 for the price of that cheap gasket set. But I want to make a run stand, and I don't know. It's still a good runner. It's an oddball. Maybe it'll look good on a little roadster or something. A little rat rod roadster or something. But what I'm going to do is, oh, and the other thing, I've already got a carburetor for the 460. I've already got everything for it. You know, pretty much stock. But everything to get it in, get it rolling, get it running, send it. The only thing I got to buy for it will be a driveline. I'll have to take the Fairlane driveline and shorten it, or probably a different yoke on the front to match the C6. It's got to be an automatic because it's a Ford. Fords. Fords. God, if I really bit the bullet, I'd go over there in the corner and pull out one of my small block Chevys and the 4 transmissions I got over there. But I'm being stupid and going forward with Ford. Like I said, because I've already got a couple of 460s, so what the hell. Back for the Y block. I'm just going to put it together on a run stand. Like I said, we wanted to build a run stand. I think that's the best route for it. It just makes absolutely no sense to me to put that car back together with the Y block for the amount of money that it's going to take to do it. It just, my brain will not let me do it. And like I said, I could throw stack upon stack of carb spacer combinations to get a 4-barrel on there. And then I got to buy another 4-barrel. This one is way too big. This is a 750. This is for a big block Ford. In fact, that's what I got it for, was for that 460. And I got a couple other big carburetors. And the strange thing is, a 750 and a 650, well, I paid $300 for this. And this is the AVS2. Brand new, from O'Reilly's. All straight out the door. It was actually a little under 300 because I bought the fuel pressure regulator and the fuel pressure gauge all at the same time. So all of that was 3 Benjamins, and I got a little change back. To go with a small one, if you go under 500 CFM, even the 500s are getting expensive. I think it's because they're so rare. Everybody wants a 650 or 750. That's their you know, they sell tons of them, so they're cheap. The other ones, they're expensive because they don't sell as many. So long story short, or short story long, however you want to put it, I gotta buy another carburetor, and they're like $450, $500. Ouch. And then I got another $100 in one spacer to go from a 3-bolt to a 4-bolt. Then I got another adapter, and I've done that before. I've stacked spacers. I've stacked, you know, an adapter to a spacer to a carburetor. You're just asking for leaks, vacuum leaks. They're extremely hard to get to seal. That's why they make carb spacers in different widths. Because stacking them, it leads to nightmares. So I don't want to go that route. And my hood clearance. So that 58's getting a 460 C6. Back to plan A. Voila. That's the long, short, skinny of it. The motor that's over there at the shop now, it's going to be run on a run stand. If anybody's interested in buying it, hit me up, make me an offer. You'll see everything there is to see about it, and you'll hear it run. Hopefully I got better audio. All them other videos I got of things running, I'll work on the audio so you can actually hear exactly what it sounds like when it's running. But that's where she's going. I was up all night last night thinking about it, and it has to be done. That's what's going to happen with it. And like I said, you'll hear it. I'm going to keep going on it. You're going to hear it run. It'll come with the transmission, everything. And then I'll just throw the sucker out for sale. If it sells, it sells. Voila. Good plan. I'm going to stick with that one before I just lose my mind, because I'm sitting here babbling thinking, yeah, I'm second guessing, but that's what's going to happen because I already got the parts and I already got the running 460. I've already got the transmission for it. All I'm missing is a freaking driveline that only cost me about $150 for a damn driveline. And I'm yelling at myself in the camera right here. Don't do it, you dumbass. I got to get out there and I got to get busy, because if I sit here and I think about this long enough, I'm going to yell at that son of a right there talking to you. Keep the metal hot.